This video contains information that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are a viewer and are triggered or shocked by images and need a warning prior to every clip or story being discussed, then please unsubscribe from my channel immediately. My channel covers the harsh reality of even the worst crimes imaginable and is for adults only. For those of you who fit into this category, take this message as your warning and don't watch any further. The robot! Yeah! Yep, Blue and Chloe are playing around right now, so just like every other show, whenever you start a show, they start playing for no apparent reason. They don't play the entire day, except when I come on the air, they play. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, so tonight's going to be a night where you can call in and you discuss your theory. I looked up about 5 or 6 cold cases in Nevada, so if it gets really cold in here, we'll definitely just switch right over to that, okay? Because this is for you guys to call in and tell your theories of the Vanessa Guillen case based on the evidence that's been put out there, not conspiracy theories. Although if you want to do a conspiracy theory, be prepared for my response. It won't be bad though, it'll just be no way. Hey, thanks Jessica Schubach. Thank you.
Kicking off donations for July.
Excellent.
Smile.
Thank you. So, the lines are actually open right now. Before we do that, though, I'm going to go ahead and there's a couple articles that came out. Hey, I think I should do a t-shirt, don't you think, with the girl code on it? I think it'd be pretty awesome. Maybe move up the numbers slightly so it's going right in the middle of it. And then it'll say something like, learn girl, I don't know. Or maybe just learn and then that. And people can figure out what the hell you're talking about. You can get it for all of your husbands. I'm sure they won't want to wear it, but then you can borrow it and, yeah. Well, the numbers are on the screen. They're right there. Can you see them? They're right above the dogs. Okay, here's something I was going to put out. Hey, thanks Tracy75 and All Fair M. Michelle Nicholas. Irish Spirit Eyes. Not lizard eyes, though. That's good. All right. Oh, lizard eyes aren't bad. That's just... Hey, thank you. Ding, ding. I'm using my other streaming software. I got tired of not being able to listen to the Streamlabs readings.
Thanks Ray and Freak Family for all you do, heart.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, well, thank you. Irish Spirit Eyes. They do search in the water sometimes too.
To the aqua searching your hard work, Gray.
Well, thank you. And there's Michelle Nicholas right there.
Joining into the donations and appreciation for you, Gray. You are the best.
Oh, that's so kind. Huh? Wow. What was Rebecca White talking about? What a weird... Maybe you should take a look at your last name, Rebecca. Maybe you're the racist, huh? Interesting. What an idiot. I mean, what kind of comment is that? Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I mean, we do our own things, Trouble Sorrow, so, you know, I might send some, I might not. I don't know.
You are well, dear.
Okay. I'll tell you what doesn't work, though, is when somebody comes in and tells me where to send the money. Okay, we send in, there's a few different groups that we as the Freak family are, you know, I mean, at least I am. I know for sure that I like the DNA Doe Project, Texas EquiSearch, and then there's a few others that you kind of you do too at the same time, like the National Center for Exploited and Missing Children, or Missing and Exploited Children. Okay. So this document here, let me read this one. Hold on a second. Man, that transition's so quick. It is bing. According to the complaint, Specialist Aaron Robinson told Aguilar that he killed Guillen by striking her in the head with a hammer multiple times on Fort Hood on April 22nd. Two witnesses interviewed May 18th said they saw Robinson pulling a large tough box with wheels that appeared heavy coming out of the arms room where Robinson worked. The two witnesses said they saw Robinson load the box into his vehicle and drive away, according to the affidavit. Robinson enlisted the help of Aguilar in disposing of the body, which included mutilating the body and attempting to burn the body. Oh yeah, that's right. It's Jean Fish's birthday. I remember seeing her say that.
Happy birthday to Jean Fish.
Well, where is Jean Fish? Is she around? Oh, there she is. Where's Mary Lou? We got to get Mary Lou.
Happy birthday to Jean. Happy birthday to Jean. Happy birthday to Jean. Happy birthday to you.
Wow, that was, you know, it was really hard for you to hit that high note, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it sure was, but at least I sang the damn thing.
Well, that's true.
Man, those two just never get along, I'll tell you what. They're like Blue and Chloe, but they love each other, you know what I mean? Well, there you go, Gene. Happy birthday. Yeah, so there's a lot more detail in this article here. You know, appeared heavy coming out of the arms room where Robinson worked. The two witnesses said they saw Robinson load the box into his vehicle and drive away. Robinson enlisted the help of Aguilar in disposing of the body, which included mutilating the body and attempting to burn the body. However, when the body did not burn completely, they placed the remains in separate holes and covered up the remains, according to the affidavit. Wow. So that's probably when they would have, you know, dismembered her, I guess. Hey! Phone data from Robinson and Aguilar's phone indicated the two had been somewhere along. See, that's exactly what I was saying, is they used his phone. He probably never watched one moment of IDTV. Like, hello, you know, leave your phone at home. Turn it off. I don't have the actual complaint. I'm reading a document that's talking about the complaint. Do you have the actual complaint? I was asking somebody if they had
Celebrating Gene's
it.
special day.
Email me the complaint if you got it. I'll read it. Oh, and this screen doesn't have my phone number on it. Here, I'll put this over here so I can read it, but then put the... Okay, hold on. Yeah, I haven't seen the actual document itself, but if you have it, that'd be great. Thank you. I just think I just put the email in there. If you could send that over. That's one of the things I'm probably not very good at, is going on to some website where the court records are and getting that document. I usually wait for a news outlet to create a downloaded version, or I do screenshots of each page and put it back together. My stomach growling all day today. It's like, well, happy birthday, Heather, too. I don't know. Trying to read the comments here, but phone data from Robinson and Aguilar's phones indicated the two had been somewhere along the Leon River on April 23rd and April 26th, where investigators searched June 21st. A burn site with disturbed earth was found. What appeared to be burned remains of a plastic tote or a tough box were found near the area where Robinson's phone pinged, according to the affidavit. The soil beneath the burned site was remarkably softer and moister. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Hey, thanks, Sarita Hilly and Tracy.
Happy birthday to Heather, also partying face.
Okay, why don't they sing happy birthday to Heather too? Okay, let me try it again. Happy birthday to Heather, happy birthday to Heather, happy birthday to Heather, happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Hey, wow, did you hear that? Mary Lou started off at a lower note, and it seems she was
I'm
able
the
to...
lake. I refuse to miss a show.
Yeah, not one person's called in. Amazing. Good stuff. Okay, I still don't have the email that you were going to send me. If you can send that, that'd be great. Can you guys read the number on the screen, or? Yeah, you got to call in with your theory. All right. And it's amazing. I was listening to another live tonight, and it's just these people are just so ravenous. Like, oh my God, it was sexual harassment, and they didn't believe it. They didn't believe it. No, hello everybody. There could be two completely separate things. There could have been harassment on the base, and the person who killed her, Aaron Robinson, had nothing to do with the harassment. And the story that was told is true. Now, it could be fake, what Aaron told his girlfriend, and then the girlfriend told police. That could be fake. It could have been that he tried to hit on her and then killed her. And then he made up a story about, oh man, she was going to expose me for cheating with you, sort of bringing her in like, like they're both being attacked by Vanessa. Wow, she's going to get us both in trouble. So he comes up with that story, which sort of makes her want to help. Okay? Because I guarantee it, if he had done something to her and said, hey, yeah, I tried to hit on her and I killed her, can you come help? She'd said, hell no, and went right to the police or something. Yeah, I mean, everybody knew it was Vanessa. There, you know. Okay. Does anybody have the criminal complaint, the actual document itself? Because somebody said they were sending it, but I don't have it. Still not here, and that only takes like a minute. Yeah, she... Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, I might have it right here. Just a second. Oh, cool. There you go. Let me download this really fast. I got a call, too, so we'll get that in just a second, but let me download this. Thank you. I think she sent it. They both. It's funny, they came at the same time. Well, actually, two different people sent it to me, so let me just save both of them, and there we go. Yeah, it was Lara, and then Gritty Gret sent it to me. Gritty Gret, you're just a second behind. Just a second behind. All right, 304. You're on.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much.
I was looking for those new colors. The it's always good when one starts it off. You know, you got to start one off. Like
Yeah. No, hang on one second. Let me take you off my headphones. Hold up.
Wow, I'm on headphones.
All right, so I was at my friend Allie's earlier, and I'm calling.
Hello.
But
you got kind of cut out.
I'm here.
You cut out for a second.
All right, well, I was at my friend Allie's house earlier, and we were discussing this case, and she and I were talking, and do you think that there's any possibility that, all right, so this Aaron Robinson, that's his name, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. Sorry.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility that this sergeant in the sexual harassment aspect
had him do something to her? I thought of that, but it seems...
Yeah.
Well, of course, everything's possible, but see, I don't go down those... I mean, there's no evidence whatsoever at this point, you know? It's like...
That's kind of what I was asking, like, is there anything that says that... Yeah, probably not.
I mean, I was thinking, man, you know, he's this he's leader guy. I mean, just think how... I mean... So the leader tells the, hey, do a code red on, or whatever, on Vanessa, right?
Yeah.
Like the
these
sergeant
other bodies
has her, what was that?
There's these other bodies around base, right?
Well, there was this other
is anyone
two.
trying to...
I don't know if there's linking them. Probably just...
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Is there anything linking them in any way?
Well, other than they were from... Well, one of them, I know it was from Fort Hood, and but then they found another body pretty close to that body, but I don't know anything more about that. And I've actually never seen it written that it was confirmed.
That's basically what I was going to ask, and you just answered it. So is anybody else calling in? You got the document, though?
I do have the document now. So I was going to go.
So I believe this time would be better spent with me hanging up and listening to you go through the document.
I'm going to make the ding sound.
Yeah, I heard a ding.
Yeah, that's your line now. I had to. But hey, everybody, Cairo's feeling better. Okay. Oh, I guess he got off the phone, but yeah, he's feeling better. All right, so here is the document. let's see. I like to skip through the setup part of it. Okay, so I guess there's 2 defendants. Did unlawfully and willfully combine, conspire, confederate, and agree together and with others to corruptly alter, destroy, mutilate, and conceal an object or attempt to do so with the intent to impair its integrity. I think that's probably a standard line that you put in there for a specific charge. And I always hate when they use the word affiant over and over and over and over again. So Jonathan W. Varga, having been duly sworn, depose and say the following is true according to my knowledge and belief. And I think...
And today we also learned authorities had been tracking 2 suspects.
It's weird how sometimes you have a window open and it just starts playing. Like, I didn't ask you to play it. Your affiant is a special agent of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, United States Department of Justice. I've been employed. Okay, that's just his credentials. Okay, so on April 23rd, 2020, USACID was notified by a captain in the Regimental Provost Marshal 3rd Cavalry Regiment, Fort Hood, Texas, that Private First Class Vanessa Guillen had been reported missing by her unit. Here, let me get this. I don't want somebody waiting as I go through this. But if I don't want them to call in about the affidavit, though. I want to read through it on my own. All right, so 479, you're on.
Hey, this is Rebel Rose from Arkansas.
How's it going, Rebel Rose?
Doing great. Hey, we got all this hoopla going around about Fort Hood and everything. They're talking about this girl, Vanessa. Okay, there's so many rumors about her sergeant walking in on her in the shower and everything. Some say maybe she overheard something, found out about sex trafficking or drugs going on the base.
Well, there's a lot of inaccurate stuff too, because people are saying that, well, the sergeant walked in on her, and she told, apparently the family's saying that the sergeant is the one who was sexually harassing her, except Aaron isn't a sergeant. Okay, so there could be there could be 2 completely different things here. There could be that she was sexually harassed, and then this is an incident that occurred that literally is exactly how the girlfriend explained it was, okay, of Aaron. So go ahead.
There's also a rumor that there was more than one sexually harassing her also.
Yeah.
And that she was scared to come forth with it because she was scared of being reprimanded.
All right. But I mean, I don't even know. Okay, yeah, but I mean, it just sounds like a lot of people are conflating things, and then it becomes a rumor on Facebook, and then it becomes sort of this fact that everybody says. And the only thing that we know...
he said, she said.
Well, yeah, but who said?
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's saying all these different things.
Right.
Instead of basing it on actual fact information.
Yeah,
so you get all this crap going around. Okay? But when you stop, you got to stop. These people are upsetting this family, even the damn lawyer.
Yeah.
He's out there running his mouth, and he don't know a damn thing.
What lawyer?
So he needs to keep his mouth shut.
What lawyer?
The family's lawyer.
Well, that's a lady. The one that's their lawyer, the lady.
Yeah, whoever it is. Okay, they don't know what happened to... Okay, they know that they have a body.
Well, I think their lawyer knows all of it. I think that's why she came out and gave the names before the law enforcement did. She gave what happened to him before law enforcement. I got to read this document, though, so I got to see what's in it. But,
right. But what I'm saying is, they're saying there's no cameras on Fort Hood. All Army bases have to have cameras.
Yeah.
I don't know who come up with that idea, because they have to have cameras on a military base.
Well, I think after the Sergeant Nadal Hassan shooting there, they said, you know what, or Major, I think he was, they probably went, hey, we don't need cameras anymore. You know,
it's a possibility.
well,
You know,
well, but
and-
why would they? You know, I was being sarcastic. It's like you have this
Yeah.
mass shooting there, and then now you don't have cameras or checking who's coming in and out. What a joke!
That's what I'm saying. You know, they've got all this stuff going around saying this and that. You know, and they don't know. They don't know shit. Okay, they don't know what's going on that base. These people that's saying all this stuff. Okay, because they're not on the base. They don't. I mean, they're not military, is what I'm trying to say. Some of the people that are saying this stuff, they don't know what's on that base, so they don't have no right to say anything. Lyra, she probably does know everything that's going on. And that's why she said what she did. Just like whenever we watched the press conference, the reporters were so agitated and angry because they wasn't getting the answers that they wanted.
Yeah, they're even saying that on some of these shows. The thing is well, here's the thing is, there's no difference in really how they were responding to how we hear almost every single time there's a press conference and people want to know the facts. But the thing that makes it, but what does make it a little different is knowing how they haven't helped or kept the family in the loop in any way. So then now we're sort of like, you owe us something. But I mean, you know, use common sense. They don't do that. Oh yes, let me give you all the facts in the case, and let me destroy any sort of chance of it being a fair trial and all. You know, it's stupid. You know, but listen, everybody.
With you.
I want to know every single detail of the case. Do I have the right to get to know that? No, I don't. Okay. So go ahead.
See, I agree with you when you say that the Army has no right in investigating a murder on that base. There should be people from the outside coming in investigating a murder.
Yeah.
Because of the simple fact they can cover crap up. And they should not be allowed to investigate their own murder on their own base.
Yeah, well,
I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah, I don't even think that the military should have a investigative internal arm for anything that's like a high level felony, like, you know, or somebody's missing person or a rape or a murder, anything like that. They shouldn't be able to investigate it themselves whatsoever at all, you know. So that's just my opinion.
Or if it has to do with drugs or sex trafficking or anything like that, if there's any kind of suspicion at all of anything like that, there should be somebody from the outside come in and investigate that. And Fort Hood, to me, it would even make it scary for a man to join the military and have to go to Fort Hood, because, I mean, you've got men disappearing from there as well and that are missing from there.
Yeah.
And if a man can't defend himself, what chance does a woman have going to Fort Hood?
Yeah. Not much.
She has none.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'm gonna go read this document to everybody, okay? And then
all right, sweetie, I'm gonna get off of here.
And then we might have more, you know, like stuff to talk about and sort of figure out, because I think it'll be more detailed. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
But hey,
right,
thanks for
bye.
calling in. You were the first. You're not quite a regular. You've called in 2 or 3 times, right?
Yeah, I'll get better at it.
All right. Well, thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Let's see. Okay, so a witness stated that PFC Guillen left the arms room where she was working to visit the arms room at another location. So now I'm wondering, were her keys found in her regular workplace? And then, well, if you just called in, you got to wait, because I'm going to read some of this. All right, so she left the keys in her regular work location, and then she went to visit. See, she went to visit the arms room at another location at Fort Hood, one controlled by Specialist SPC Aaron Robinson, in order to confirm serial numbers for weapons and equipment. So she may have left her own stuff in her own work area, then went over there just to compare, confirm serial numbers for weapons and equipment. Just doing their regular maintenance, making sure everybody has everything. Okay? I don't think there's anything strange about that or anything. The witness verified that PFC Guillen left the arms room without her U.S. Army... Okay, so maybe she did leave it there. Let's see. In order to confirm serial numbers, the witness verified that PFC Guillen left the arms room without her U.S. Army identification card, bank card, or car keys with her barracks key attached. The witness stated that her property was still in the arms room. See, they wish they would be more sure, because I still think it was at the original one. The one witness probably witnessed her leaving and going to the other place, and then left their stuff there because she was going to be back, right? Why would you need to keep carrying all that stuff around? Not that that's that heavy, right? So I think she left, in my opinion, she left her keys and card and all that stuff in her original arms room where she works. A search of PFC Guillen's phone records revealed the last outgoing text message from her phone was a message to SPC Robinson's phone. SPC Robinson was one of the last people known to have seen Private First Class Guillen. On April 22nd, 2020, SPC Robinson stated he texted PFC Guillen to inform her he was in the arms room. He said she read serial numbers for equipment, and afterward he gave her paperwork and the serial number for a .50 caliber machine gun which needed to be serviced. He said she left the arms room and he believed she would have next gone to the motor pool. Witnesses at the motor pool prepared to receive the paperwork from PFC Guillen stated she did not arrive with the papers. That means something happened to her in that arms room with Robinson. He just lied and said, oh, I don't know, she left and she was on her way there, and therefore, so basically at this point they know that he's the last person that they're aware of that saw her. Okay. On April 28th, maybe I'll get this call. I'll start right here. So we're going to start on number 4 when I get back, all right? I don't like people that have to be on hold. Hey, 254.
Yeah. So,
what do you mean, yeah, so? Hello? Are you on?
You can hear me.
Yeah, but you just go, yeah, so... I mean, nobody starts a conversation like that, right? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay, so just have a normal conversation. Hello?
People don't also on YouTube when they half-ass research things. So the thing
I'm reading the document, idiot.
You're reading something that just came out,
right? Yeah,
and then you're throwing your own opinion in it.
Yeah, well, I can do whatever. Well, I can do what I want. No, I'm usually pretty accurate.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, you're get the hell out of here.
Awesome.
Huh?
You're building a YouTube platform.
No, I've been
couple of days.
No, you're an idiot. No, you're a fool. You know why? Yeah, well, the reason you're an idiot is because I've had a show for 3 years and I haven't gained more than like 100 subs during this because I've covered it since the beginning. You moron. Okay, I've been doing it. I've had a channel for years.
Inconsistent name calling.
Okay. So now you're doing the passive aggressive bullshit where you attack somebody, then they attack you back.
Quit being a bitch and quit throwing opinionated stuff out there. All right, this is a candid
opinionated
conversation,
stuff. All right. Anyways, hey, I'll see you later.
You're throwing it.
Yeah, I am going to put my opinion on it. That's what I do. Let's see. Number 4. On April 28, 2020, USA CID interviewed SPC Robinson. Among the things he said concerning his activities on 4/22/2020, Robinson stated that after he finished his work, he went to his off-post residence he shared with his girlfriend, Cecily Aguilar, and did not leave the rest of the night except around 6:30 when he had come on post to sign on the government computer to enroll in training. I could tell he was a troll, by the way, everybody, right when he called in. When he said, yeah. There isn't a soul out there that's legit that talks like that right off the bat. Okay. And you could tell that I was onto him right away, right? Just by the way I was. Pretty obvious. And yes, and by the way, everybody, I built up my entire channel on this case. Isn't that amazing? Wow. And here's a guy that is talking about facts and didn't have a clue when he called in about the reality of it. I mean, what an idiot. I mean, he calls in and says, oh, you don't know crap. You're just trying to, you got a YouTube channel you're trying to do. And the funny thing is wait, why did you hide Rebecca N? Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Is this 541?
Yeah, this is Trace Element.
Oh, wow.
I have something to play for you just real quick because it's perfect timing. We see if this works, okay?
You're going to do your rap? Oh, cool.
Yeah,
do it.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, this is the writer of all the raps. Okay, here we go.
But I don't eat it. I chew it up, spit it out, and repeat it. It's not a treat, true or beat. Just one of the ways that I see it. Staying in my groove when there's a troll. Just takes a second to remove. It allows me to improve because every time I conclude, trolls can lose. Nice try, lizard. I see it creeping on the fly. Why do you think it's a fly when you chop to when you cry?
Are you doing it right now?
You're gonna try. Gonna send you up to Wi-Fi. Time to say bye.
Haha.
So mean, but so
Wait, hold
right
on a
at
second.
times.
Did you do that? Play it from a recorder, or just do that live right there? Because it was hard to hear it.
I played it. I rapped. That's on my recorder.
Well, it sounds like it's really good, like the timing and everything, but we can hardly hear it. You see?
Well, I have a call in to my friend. He's the audio guy.
Yeah, what's going on with that? It's so easy to do an audio file. You just do it, you know? Like, you have a computer.
Well, he's going to make it really clean and good and stuff. So,
okay.
Couldn't hear it, though. It's just hard to get the timing just right with that song, so it's at a certain spot, and
no, it sounds like it's pretty good.
I gotta go fast.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
But I wanted to call in because that guy's a troll, man. What's wrong with him?
I don't know. That was weird that somebody would just call in and be like, yeah, you just started your channel on this case. No, idiot. I've been doing cases for a long time, and my account has my sub count has gone up slower the last few days than normal. Okay, so it has nothing to do with anything. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
He doesn't know what he's talking about either. You know, people just make up stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He's just jealous. Oh, Mom, you're just jealous. It's a Beastie Boys.
That's right.
That was one of my favorite lines from that song.
Wake up at... Yeah, that was a good one. I wish I could... I can't remember it all right now, but... Yep. All right. Well, I'm going to go back to the actual callers.
Well, I will send you the cleaned up version, and it might be a week or two, but I'll send it to you, and then you can. And then you should make it your own, though. You know, you do your own rap with it, but then you'll be able to hear it
like how you were doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Well, thanks.
All right.
Almost sounded right.
Bye-bye. Love you.
Love you too. See
Bye-bye.
you. Bye. Is this 352?
Hey, this is Austin from Florida. How are you doing, Gray?
Pretty good. What's going on?
I don't know. I missed the first little bit of your show. I haven't been traveling all over the state today. my dad's funeral is actually tomorrow, but I kind of wanted to call in, and I listened to, your stream earlier today when, the Army CID was up there doing their little press conference, and to me, I don't know about you, but it seemed incredibly disingenuous.
Well, it seemed like they just weren't going to tell us anything, and therefore everybody thinks it's disingenuous. Now, the part that seems like they weren't, I don't think that they weren't able to link any harassment. Well, they weren't able to link any what do you call it, harassment from Robinson to Vanessa, but maybe there's some other thing going on that she was harassed by the sergeant or something, and they're just totally two different things,
I mean, she told the same story to countless people, I mean, I don't know.
Right.
It kind of seems based on the family's lawyer, Natalie, that maybe somebody got the name of somebody, and maybe this Robinson, based on what I read, is that person, but then they're like, well, he's not technically, he's not her superior, and
so I think they have the wrong guy. About so because she told her family it was like a sergeant. I mean, when you're in the military, you don't make mistakes like who's who, right? So the thing is she was referring to a sergeant to the family that was harassing her, walked into a shower. Now everybody's saying, oh, Robinson walked into the shower. Well, how do we know that now? Because he's not a sergeant. He's a specialist, right?
A specialist, yeah.
Yeah. And he's not even her superior.
The whole thing is crazy, and I think you alluded to it earlier, and, it's like a lot of it's like speculation right now, and, I know you try to do mostly facts on this channel, and, I respect that.
Well, I try to take what comes in, the facts that we do have, and then speculate reasonably on those, not like some crazy, the wild speculation stuff. I can't do it because that stuff is almost never right. But when you speculate on the facts, you're pretty close, because we had a lot of stuff pretty, close to what happened, once some of these facts were coming out.
And I think you also maybe speculate. I don't want to, not to quote you, but like you were saying, there could be like two separate things going on, like a sexual harassment
with a sergeant
and something else. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it seemed like she was pretty sure. The family all seems to think that she kept saying, "Oh, it was a sergeant. He was harassing me," and wouldn't say a name. Right, and that's what they told the lawyer, so everybody was thinking that that's who this guy is. But the investigation that they came up with didn't indicate any of that regarding Robinson. Robinson, they got was that she somehow, something, I think Robinson might have told a false story to the girlfriend, though. I don't have any proof of that, but it's possible, because I could see him doing that just to sort of have his girlfriend helping out, because now it's her against them. Like he had to do it to protect their relationship. But if he was
just to lie to her and come up with a different reason of why to get her wrapped up in it, and what's crazy is that area where she was found is that other soldier, the young man that he's been missing for about a year, Greg.
Yeah.
Wendell or something. He was found in like that same area,
Well, wasn't he just found recently?
Yeah. Okay. But they found him, I think, while they were looking for her. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, but he wasn't actually found. See, I've been hearing people saying that he wasn't found really anywhere near that area. Okay. He was.
That's just what it seemed like, I guess, based on what like you said, that a lot of that's probably out there, but.
He was found about 25. He was found in Killeen, near Fort Hood, like literally, 2 or 3 miles away, and probably a good 20 miles or so from where Vanessa was found. But I've heard other people saying the same thing, that person was found right where she was, and that's just not accurate.
That's not the case.
Yeah, no.
But I mean, it'll be interesting for like the full investigation to come out. Like I feel like a lot of it, like Fort Hood is definitely not going to be, seen in a good light for a while, because I feel like a lot is going to come out, and, it could go down the rabbit hole and they find out this and that and start solving other missing disappearances, and it'll be interesting to find out. And I feel like it'll probably take a few more months before, it all comes out. And, I look forward to listening to you and, all the information that you put out there, and you do a great job, and I look forward to listening to you for the next, forever until you stop making videos.
Well, I appreciate it. Hey, you sound a lot different than the last caller. All right, thanks.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks.
All right, have a good night.
You too. Bye. Yeah, okay, so the other body was found during this time they've been searching, but they weren't searching there and then with a tip of some type related to Vanessa and then found him. It was just another body found in the town during the time they've been looking for Vanessa. Do you see the difference there? It's just like in the Timothy Cunningham case, the CDC worker in Atlanta. During the time he was missing and people were looking for him, 4 or 5 other bodies just sort of turned up in the city during that time. Yeah, they found a couple other bodies. I mean, but we're not talking about those other bodies. They were just the other people. One of them was one of the people missing. But I just explained to you that Atlanta has bodies all over the place. Yeah, there's a couple of calls waiting here. 719, you're on. Got to turn down the...
It's okay.
Hey.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Yep. How you doing?
Who's this?
Timothy Cecil. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. You've called him before, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Not coming in to troll. I just have a couple questions, and I know we don't really know the answer, but I think the general story is correct. But I'm wondering, how. I wonder if she knew that he was having an affair with her some other way. You know what I mean? Aside from seeing the photos, that just seems so kind of random, man.
Right, that's what I'm
you know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking that I actually thought that earlier today. Maybe she was literally. Well, here's the thing: is it could just be that he tried to hit on her, and she refused, and then he attacked her, and then he made up the story about, oh, she saw the photos on my phone. Because how in the hell would he have seen the photo? I said that during the live that I did. How would she have seen the photos on his phone that showed him with another girl?
Connected it to her.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. So that doesn't make any sense. Oh, I know who that is. That's the wife of so and so, and
right.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
So you think that's what happened? Then he tried to make a sexual advance, and then it just turned. He just attacked her after that, or is that what
you know what? Here's the thing: is we might not ever know the answer to that question.
Okay.
I mean, think about it like this: if he's the only one that was there, and then he told the girlfriend something, either way, it's brutal. It's a brutal killing. I think he just might have made up the version that we have, so that he could get his girlfriend involved with helping him. Because now it's like, oh, look, she caught us. I'm gonna get fired. Hey, help me out. And then she's willing to help, right? But if he said to her, hey, I tried to rape somebody and then I killed her, can you come help? Well, it's not, I know I was being sarcastic, but she's not going to help at that point.
So anything like that, oh, I fucked up, and then she's going to be like, oh no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I accidentally killed her. I lost it and killed her. She's going to be like, what?
Yeah. His story turns out to be perfectly. It's perfect for getting her to be helping. You see? And wanting to help, and also wanting to be able to cover it up. There isn't anybody else out there that would help him in any other scenario at all, except in this scenario, he figured out, I mean, it seems like if it is a false story, that it's the perfect story to get his girlfriend to be the one person that would help him and keep it quiet. That's what I'm saying. You still there?
And then I just have a couple more points.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, so I don't think, and then like they said that they saw him carrying a bag, like carrying the that bag, or whatever. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but to his car and struggling, and people are like, oh, I think the Army is trying to cover it up. I don't really think so, though. I think they just have a different way of investigating. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just don't think they should invest. I don't think they should be doing it. That's the thing. I don't think they're as good. They're not as good, and they also have a vested interest in covering stuff up. That's just sort of
exactly like
natural.
Yeah. It makes them look bad. Like if someone, every time that something happens and it's like, yep, that was definitely a murder. If the Army says that, then it makes them look bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they don't need to investigate. So that's correct. And then the last thing, I wonder if he did use a hammer, but I just don't know how he cleaned up that much blood that quickly though. That's crazy to me.
Well, I was saying on the show, maybe he put something that was non-porous over her head, like to. Maybe he choked her, strangled. I don't know how it all went down, but there's no way you could hide that much blood. And it could be that they found a lot of blood spatter all over the place. So they could have put. Now, if there isn't blood spatter all over the place, then he could have covered her head in something like, just for example, I'm going to throw it out there, leather, right? Like you cover her head with something leather and hammer her head with a hammer. There's not going to be any spatter because the hammer isn't going to go through the leather, and there won't be any seepage of blood through the material to then get the hammer bloody and then cast off. Okay, you see what I'm saying?
Right. So it's like contained. All the blood is contained in that one area.
And much easier to clean up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's just a guess, though. That's total speculation.
What up, freaks? Army cover up. We've all seen the 90s
I was thinking like one of those
army movies in
hold on a
second.
Hold on. Thanks, Darrell Greggs. All right, go ahead.
No, I was just last thing. I was thinking maybe like one of those army green duffel bags. I'm talking about the bags they carry stuff in.
Yeah, that's what Stacy Galloway was saying that earlier. She said the same thing.
Okay.
Hey, you got you freaks.
Take care. I'm gonna keep listening. So.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, 228. You're on.
Hey, Gray. It's Tracy.
Hello.
How are you?
Hey, not too bad. Not too bad. How about yourself?
Okay. I'm at the lake. I'm taking it all in. You would love the fishing here, by the way.
The fishing? What kind of? You have bass? I like bass fishing and crappie.
Yeah. Lots of bass tournaments take place in this lake.
What lake?
Lay Lake in Alabama.
Oh.
Yeah. So I appreciate everything you've done with this case. I feel like, whatever was done to her, they did it on base and they hit it. And I think who stuffed her in that pelican case and witnesses that saw him struggling, putting it in whatever vehicle and going to dispose of it. I mean, that's just, it's awful. Yeah. And she deserves justice, and she deserves, it's awful. And
yeah, disturbing.
It's just very disturbing. I was telling my husband about it, and he's like lime. He was like lime to dissolve the body, and I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, they used lime. That lime would have dissolved her body if they had not found her. And so it's just really sad.
Well, sometimes if you put too much lime, you can actually remember that one case in the on the DNA dough project, I think, like lime something dough. I can't remember, but she put so much lime on it actually preserved, or whoever killed her put so much lime that it preserved the body. I think there's like a certain ratio, or I don't know how it works, to be honest. Lime does.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Normally lime destroys the body.
Yeah, I mean, that was his first reaction, and I was like, wow. pretty sad. I was telling her about the circumstances of the whole case, but she didn't stand a chance. If she reported it, if she reported it to her family or friends, if she reported it to her superiors, she didn't stand a chance. And that's pretty dang scary.
It's scary when you're in a place like the military. I know that I think they're better now than they were. Okay, I think it's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Right, but
yeah.
But still, you feel like if you say something, you're sort of breaking a code. You know, like it's a little bit like that movie. You know, what's it with Tom Cruise where you tell me the truth.
You get.
You know?
Few Good Men. That's my husband's favorite movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie, you know. But
you know,
the whole code red sort of concept. You know, they don't do quite like that. Yeah. But I'm just saying, you know, there's these people that are just causing problems, and they, you know, probably are blackballed, never really get promoted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not in. You have just think about like her family and her upbringing, and you know, most people are like, why can't her family speak English? Da, 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 all that stuff. Well, she was trying to make better of herself and make a career.
Yeah.
And this is what happens to her. It's so wrong in every way. So wrong.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And you know, I just, I don't know. I think there's a lot of covering up, a lot of,
I don't know what's going, you know, the whole thing about covering it up, I think people feel more like, well, yeah, I mean, that's the whole reason I want other people to investigate it, but I don't have any evidence that they're covering something up, right? We think that because it makes a better story, and you know, and the thing is we don't know if they're covering something up at all. I mean,
yeah, we don't know, but you know, the way the family has spoken out is that, you know, they haven't been given answers to everything, and
yeah, it sounds like there was some kind of sexual assault that they can't find, but was told to family members, right? So that's the thing.
Some freak comes walking in on me while I'm taking a shower.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, dude. You know, you got, and
but let me ask you this though. But here's the thing: how do you prove something like that? See, that
you don't.
So that could be that they're looking into something.
I
know, but let me just finish my sentence. They're trying to look at it and investigate it. But they're not finding anything because the only person that had the answer was the sergeant. He's going, no, I don't know what she's talking about. And she didn't say a name to anybody. And then all of a sudden, there's nowhere to go after that, right? How do you prove what Vanessa was saying to her relatives without a name? And then how do you disprove the sergeant saying, no, never happened? See, that's the problem.
Right. That's the issue. And maybe she was trying to get all the ducks in a row, and then it just came to, you know, she didn't have a chance. And they called her into work, and that was the last time anybody ever saw her. I mean, it's pretty sad. Either way, any way you slice it.
Yeah. Well, they're going to start having all superior officers wear body cameras from now on, right?
Well, that's a little bit too late, but that's great. If it's a little bit
that's
too
why
late,
I use the word from now on. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get you. I totally get you. But it's really sad. Like, she had her whole life ahead of her.
Yep.
And it's not easy to.
Hopefully we get some more information. Maybe there's somebody on the base she confided with that at this point didn't feel comfortable coming forward, but now will, because now it's a national story, and if there's any retribution towards that person, they'll get in big time trouble now. All right, because it'll be like whistleblower status kind of stuff. Like they're there might be somebody on the base that knows more and now will finally come out and say something. We don't know. Hopefully.
Hopefully. And I wanted to say, I've been kind of researching Peyton Houston here in Birmingham because I live here.
Yeah.
And I know you covered the story. And the family, they seem to be, and I know I'm off track and I'll let you go, but the family seems to be trying to, they have some stuff going on about the friends, Grace, and a couple other friends.
Well, I'll just send me an email. Send me an email on that stuff. I just want to keep going. I got to read the rest of this document here. Okay. I don't really want to talk about the Peyton Houston one.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's just not related to this one. You know, hey, I started my entire channel on the Peyton Houston case, everybody. Yeah.
You did not. I'm sorry. That was me.
That was a joke, yeah. I don't even know what you're talking about. All right. Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
Okay, goodbye.
That's it. Peyton Houston. Man, that was a name from the past there. At least a month and a half ago. 2 months, maybe. Months. M-U-N-T-S. Yeah, I just started doing, became a YouTuber and got almost 49,000 subs off of this one case. It's amazing. And now, I tell you what though, if I was a female and stared right into the camera, I may have just done that. But no, it's taking me almost getting close to 3 or 4 years now. All right. Now don't forget to support the channel. We're building up for next month. What does that say? Oh. All right, let me get back to this. All right, on May 18th, let me start up here where we were at number 4 here. Among things he said concerning his activities on 4/22/2020, SPC Robinson stated that after he finished his work, he went to his off-post residence he shared with his girlfriend, Cecily Aguilar, who was actually separated from another person on base, and did not leave the rest of the night, or another soldier, I guess, the rest of the night except around 6:30 p.m. when he had come on post to sign on to a government computer to enroll in training. On May 18th, 2020. Hey, thanks, Julie Vance. 2 witnesses were interviewed who stated that on 4/22/2020, they observed SBC Robinson pulling a large, tough box with wheels that it appeared very heavy in weight, coming out the arms room. That sounds like pretty bad writing or something. It appeared heavy in weight coming out of the arms room. It should say like out of the arms room, not out the arms room. Thank you, Julie Vance.
I enjoy your channel.
The two witnesses observed Robinson load the tough box into his vehicle and drive away. So let's see, that was 6:30 when he had come on post to sign on to a government computer. Okay, so then May 18th, they observed. Why don't they say what time of day that was? Jesus. On May 19th, Robinson consented to a search of his cellular phone. So they've been on his case for 6 weeks now. You know, as opposed to what people were believing, that they were doing absolutely nothing. They were actually, you know, doing investigations all the way back on May 19th, and they had they took his cell phone. SP Robinson called Aguilar multiple times during the night of 4/22/2020 2020, and as late as... That's weird, because she went missing that day. Was he trying to set up... Why was he doing that? I mean, normally you do that kind of stuff to set up an alibi for something, but... And as late as 3:30 a.m., so he was calling her phone at 3:30 a.m. on the 23rd. He also received calls from Aguilar throughout the day. Okay. And I wonder if he's using her phone to call him to make it look like they're just having conversations. See, this is a really poorly written document that I've seen so far. They kind of just don't... Like when they say 3:30 a.m. on 4/23/2020, and then it says SBC Robinson also received calls from Aguilar throughout that day. Are you talking about the 23rd now or the 22nd? Because if he received calls throughout the day on the 23rd, well, she was already dead at this point. So he's just making it look like she's still alive at that point. So he has her phone. In my opinion. Oh yeah, Aguilar. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm screwing up. Yeah. Wait. Guillen is who I'm thinking of. God darn it. Okay, now I have to go back. I have to read it again knowing with my brain getting fixed. Sorry about that, everybody. Alright, so... Top box. Okay, Robinson, cellular phone. Review the phone call logs revealed Robinson called Aguilar multiple times during the night. Okay, so he's getting her, saying, hey, you know, what was it? Oh, that Guillen saw his phone, coming up with the story. And then at 3:30 a.m., he's calling her the next day. That's weird. And, oh, it looks like you guys were telling me in there. Yeah, sorry about that. So he's calling up his girlfriend. I wish they would just say girlfriend, then I wouldn't get confused. It's the two Spanish names I keep confusing them, even though they sound absolutely nothing alike. Multiple times during 4/22/2020. And then it's late, so at 3:30 a.m. he's still calling her. Okay, so Cecily Aguilar, girlfriend, now it says girlfriend, of SPC Robinson, was interviewed on 6/19, which is a couple weeks ago. Aguilar stated she was with Robinson all night on 4/22/2020. She was asked why SP Robinson would call her after midnight if he was at the residence with her. She stated she could not find her phone and had SP Robinson call the phone to help her find it. Wow, that was a good comeback right there. This statement, however, is inconsistent with the length of the calls. SP Robinson called Aguilar several times throughout the night, and the calls after midnight were for lengths greater than 1 minute. Aguilar, during a re-interview, stated that she lied in her previous statement. She stated that she did leave her residence because one of the ways she copes is by taking long drives. Aguilar stated that she was with Robinson on the night of 4/22/2020, where they took a long drive to a park in Belton, Texas. Let me check that. I bet you it's in this general direction, perhaps. Let me see. Okay, see, there's Belton, Texas, so you're putting them in that area. This is where she was found. This is Fort Hood, and then Belton's right over here. So she wants to make it look like, oh yeah, we were kind of over in that area. Yeah, the case is over. I don't think she'll go down for that much, though, other than helping him conceal it. Unless they can prove something else, but... Aguilar stated she was with Robinson on the night of 4/22, where they took a long drive to a park in Belton, Texas, to look at stars. Yeah, because she looks like somebody that would love to look at stars. Aguilar stated after going to the park, they returned home. Well, you didn't step out of bounds. I just didn't want to go, have a long conversation about a different case right now. An analysis of phone records pertaining to SP Robinson's telephone was conducted. A review of the location data revealed...
My apologies if I stepped out of bounds. Pensive face.
A review of the location data revealed that at approximately 1:59 a.m., Robinson's cell phone was identified in the vicinity of FM 436 and West Main Street in Belton, Texas, specifically around a bridge. SBC Robinson's cell phone then tracked along the Leon River in a northward direction. SP Robinson's cell phone remained in the area for approximately 2 hours. Okay, hold on. Let me read that again. A phone was identified in the vicinity. Robinson's cell phone then tracked along the Leon River in a northward direction, and it remained in the area for around approximately 2 hours. Almost like he got there. Where is it? It's right here. Put her back there, and then north direction. I guess it's that way, or along the river. It said, right? Didn't it? Let's see. Specifically on or around a bridge. Then tracked along the Leon River in a northward direction. Wow. So that means the phone was moving along like this. And it would definitely probably be on this side. And maybe that's where he was throwing in different items or something, right? That's interesting, though. So it's like he started moving along the creek like that. Okay. 443, you're on.
Hello?
Yep, that's you.
Hi, Gray. How are you?
Pretty good. Who's this?
This is Grace Naomi.
Oh, yeah?
Cool. I just wanted to give like a point of view as far as being Mexican-American and being a woman, and then also having a huge military family. I myself never joined the military, but so many members of my family did. So I kind of grew up that way. I'm an Army brat. And just from my point of view, having watched everything go down, all I see is the military backtracking. And I know how much of a protect our own culture there is in the military. And I would not at all be surprised if they're going to really go back, retrace the steps, find out who's involved, and just try to get as few people as possible indicted on any charges.
What do you mean?
I feel like, honestly, it feels like it feels like the civilian side is doing their own investigation, and the military side is doing whatever they can to destroy the storyline before they get to it. It feels a lot bigger. And I don't know if you were aware, like 4 years ago, they busted the gentleman who was supposed to be in charge of sexual assault advocates on Fort Hood was running a prostitution ring. So they've had a problem for a very long time. And today, that press conference, first of all, it was a joke. But second of all, like, the arrogance and everything they put forward was just so fake. And there was a lot of backlash when the first video came out, when they made a statement about how unfeeling and everything. The guy who spoke, I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, but he just seemed very cold. And this time it seemed like he was trying to be, like, look more personable, but it was just so fake. The whole thing looked like such a movie to me. And I don't know if I'm alone in that, but just as far as, like, what I know,
I'm sure you'll have a lot of people.
I was surprised they even gave him for info.
Well, I'm sure you'll have a lot of people agree with it. I just look at stuff a little differently. I don't do the emotional aspect like that. I just kind of look at, like, what's being said, what's being done, that kind of stuff.
Right. And I love your show, and I love your point of view. I love knowing that I can consistently count on you for a specific type of information. I love it. Me personally, I'm just a very emotional person, and I always, like, pay attention to body language and stuff. Yeah, and I was super surprised they even did a press conference.
I mean, I see all that too. Like, you know, I'm perceptive. You know, like, I see those kinds of things, but I've also learned that sometimes that doesn't mean anything. So it's like
sometimes you're right, absolutely right.
Like
sometimes it doesn't mean anything.
Like that one case earlier in the year, it was Shane, I think is his name. You know, everybody
like,
they were
blamed
trashing him. Yeah, and he
without
didn't have
knowing.
And he didn't have anything to do with
absolutely.
anything. Yeah.
Oh, I agree with that, and I'm not trying to in any way be like, oh, now he definitively was lying. I'm just, like, passively looking at it from I'm a girl on a chair. I'm not a professional. I didn't join the army, you know, but just from what I'm seeing, and my little cousin actually became a military cop in Fort Bliss down in Texas. So she was an MP for a long time, and she worked with PTSD soldiers, and she ended up starting her own division for sexual assault because 95% of the people coming in were women that had gotten hurt all that base.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely a problem. I think there's definitely a problem with things like that. You know, and the thing is, there is a potential for them covering things up. That's why I think that regular detectives in the towns that these bases are in need to handle these types of cases, not the base itself. It just seems so ludicrous.
Absolutely, it's like a conflict of interest, and I just think that in general, like, there should be checks and balances, because it seems like there isn't. They're playing their own game, and we're playing, like, you know, trying to get things done, and it's just like there should be a clear line of checks and balances and who's in charge here. Like, it's a power struggle right now, and it's ridiculous. There's no, like, justice isn't being done because people are just trying to, like, make sure their story is what they want it to be.
Like the press conference yesterday about the shooting of Aaron Robinson on the street. I mean, that was just a horrible press conference by the police there. And at the end, they just go, and if you have any questions about the criminal aspect, contact the base.
Okay, it was so rushed and nothing was said. Like, what did we get from them? Not really anything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just, the whole thing is very tragic, and it's sad. I just wanted to put my point of view, just from having, like, been around military my whole life. Like, it's really, it's a culture of its own. And
yeah, well, your opinion's better than mine about how the culture is, because I've never been on. I don't think I've ever even. I'm not even sure if I've ever been on a base. You know.
Oh, I grew up in Army bases, and that's the thing is, like, I can remember being little, being surrounded by all these military men, and it honestly gets very much like just who's the toughest all the time. It's exhausting, but I can see that. I can see where it's a culture that doesn't actually allow for things that look weak. So complaining about things is a huge deal. So to even, like, report sexual abuse or even to report PTSD, that kind of thing is like, I don't know. I just wanted to give my perspective on what's going on. I really feel like it's going to be, I'm hoping that more things get uncovered, because very obviously to me, there's more people involved in those two. And I think it was really conveniently wrapped up to be like, okay, that was the killer and now he killed himself.
But it also makes, I think it makes sense if he killed her and then, I mean, he killed himself, right? So it wasn't like it was some weird, unexplained suicide type thing. He literally was walking on the street, killed himself. So he did do that. So that's sort of like a consciousness of guilt of doing something. And then his girlfriend, the story that he told her would have definitely got her to help because, man, she was going to try to ruin
That's
both
crazy.
of us, right? And
That is crazy.
that story, but the story is, it's a little bit hard to believe, even though it's definitely possible it's true. I'm just wondering how she came across his phone, and then what was she looking at on his phone?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Well, here's the thing. What was she looking at on his phone that immediately would make him think that there was an affair? Was it like a sex act right on front of it? I mean, who cares if there was a photo of her anyways? You know, like if there was a photo of her, you wouldn't jump right to it.
Have, like, who wouldn't lock their phone anyway if they had pictures they didn't want anyone seeing? That doesn't make sense to me either. I don't know. The story's just too convenient.
What, do you have it as a screensaver? A picture of them engaged in sexual activities? I mean, I'm not sure how she would have known that he was having an affair with her based on looking at a photo on a phone. You know,
yeah.
So that's just
I
that's
think
why it
there's
doesn't make sense.
definitely a sexual assault there.
Yeah, so he may have tried something on her, and then Vanessa didn't respond right, and then he knew that she was going to complain. Like she probably even said, "I'm going to go tell, I'm going to tell superiors or whatever," and then he just went nuts. Took a hammer out, probably grabbed the first thing.
Yeah. And if he did, like you were saying, if he did cover her face with something, if he did do that, I feel like that almost kind of pushes the storyline into intent. Like it wasn't, because it was it's so rageful, the way he bludgeoned her.
Well, here's another thing that
it just feels like it would be more than that.
Yeah, well, he might have just been really... Yeah, so here's another thing, too. Maybe there was something... Like, he was interested in her or something. How do we know... What was the actual reason... I know that they were talking about the gun, but I want to know what was the... Who initiated her going over to the other arms room? Right? Like,
yeah, they originally said, too, that her last text was a picture of a serial number, and that wasn't normally allowed. But they said that was the last picture on her phone.
I didn't see that in the document, but...
That was reported really early, and then I'll see if I can find something and I'll put a link. But there was reported really early that the last day they had her phone and the last picture on it was a serial number, which they normally would never allow. So why was that there?
I don't know.
And her job was repairing weaponry, and that's why he called her over there. Apparently, like I don't know, there's just too many.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. It doesn't make.
There could be just something where he wanted to get her over there, and he thought he could pull out some of his charms, and it didn't work. And I mean,
I think that's probably a more believable scenario.
And we're just coming up with speculation off of the facts that we know, but it's those are reasonable speculations. I'm not talking about it's an alien,
Right, it's not like a super stretch. I will say this, and I just want to say this on the record, that I just do believe that family has accomplished things that so many people have tried in the past not to, and I just applaud them for, like, I can't imagine what they're going through right now, having found out just what happened to that beautiful girl that they loved so much, you know what I mean? And I just feel like the fact that they have not let down, not for one little second, like, God bless them.
Yeah.
I just want to put that out there. And I thank you. So I think I'll let you get back to that because I'm really interested in what comes next. But I thank you for your time, and I just want to throw that perspective out there.
Well, cool. I think it was a good one. I appreciate the call.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good stuff. All right.
All right. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
I'm actually just going to end the phone call part. Ah, shit. Now I got two that just popped in right here. Well, one, actually. All right, 254.
Hey, so my thing is
hello? Yeah.
Let's think of it this way. So this guy brought, private first class, I guess now, the Army wants to ceremoniously promote her to specialist into an arms room. I guess the report is 43 minutes is what he had time to be able to bludgeon her to death with a hammer in an arms room, which is already weird. And then, so here's my thing. I guess I want to hear your theory on it. Mom wanted nothing to do to go into the arms room.
In the what?
The
arm
into the arms room. That's what we military know as it. The arms room. Arms
Arms room?
Arms room is what we call it. It's not an armory, it's arms room.
Okay, but yeah, you're kind of slurring the room. I wasn't sure what you were saying. So
arms
room.
Maybe connection.
Arms room.
Yeah,
okay.
Arms room.
Okay.
Yep. So I've known a lot of people who work in the arms room. It's just kind of weird to me that there's just coincidentally, a hammer, because they stress a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there a hammer in an arms room anyway? These aren't freaking 1800s weapons that we need flathead screwdrivers and hammers to fix.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, yeah, but there's
intricate things,
there's probably always tools around. Maybe there's sometimes you got to put a little knock a pin out or something. So you put a little like a thing in there and go. I mean, who the hell knows? I mean, if you need a hammer, you need a hammer, right? So I don't think it's weird that there's a hammer in a.
I guess I do because I'm in the Army, but I've dealt with weapons my whole career, so it's just weird to me. We don't.
So you've never seen
like that.
You've never seen a hammer in the arm anywhere near an arm?
I haven't. No.
Well, maybe he had one in his truck.
We're talking about damaging military equipment. Something stuck. We have plenty of other tools to be able to get something unstuck. So it's just kind of weird. I don't know. It just strikes me as odd. And I almost have to question: was this preconceived notion to be able to orchestrate this, where he's got just coincidentally an empty, they keep saying a Pelican case, which I'm sure a lot of the military are familiar with. It's probably your traditional giant freaking black case that we use all the time to transport things. They're normally issued, but we get them through the Army. So it's kind of weird that you got it, but you're also able to do all of this in 43 minutes, and then also able to clean the entire crime scene up.
Yeah, well, I was saying earlier,
we don't find out that any of this happened until
something on her head
tells the story.
He could have just put something on over. He could have just put something over her head and then smashed it.
Yeah, I mean,
with a hammer.
You're still going to have DNA and stuff over. This has supposedly been looked at how many times?
Well, when you say DNA,
you're talking about a specialist in the Army.
Yeah, it doesn't work quite like what you're saying. I mean, I cover crime stuff all the time. So if they put let's say he put a leather something around her head and just bashed her head in, there would be really easy to clean that up because the hammer isn't going to go through the leather, something like that. And it's not going to get saturated. It's not going to have any cast off blood or anything like that. And then if there was any minimal amount of blood that got on the ground, you could just clean that up with bleach or something and then get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be blood all over the place.
Interesting way of looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess maybe that's what most of us are kind of looking at. This is kind of a passion fuel. I mean, I think that's what the majority of America right now is looking at. It's a passion fueled, nobody knows what's going on type thing. So we're expecting, unfortunately, just a crazy scene. I guess the other thing I have to say is, she's trying to get back on track now. He brought some really good points. Is why are there other conceptions that there are more people involved? I've been seeing there's I think two other people who were supposedly, I think it was Aaron Wheeler, and then quote me if I'm wrong, Tyler Cobb.
Well, I don't have any other name. I don't know why. I don't even know who those people are or why you're bringing up other names. We just have the two.
But it's because you're reading what's just on the official report from FBI agents. So
right. I don't do the speculation. Yeah, I don't do the stuff, the rumor shit from on the side. I don't do any of that. We're on the wrong channel for that. I don't do that.
Yeah, understandable. So, I guess the other thing is, a serial number sent as a picture. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing that's. I guess your previous commenter was saying that's you can't do that. Yeah, you can. There's nothing wrong with that. But you brought up an excellent point that I was kind of intrigued by. Is I guess the story's being said. How does she see this picture on his phone? That's just odd. And you brought up a good point too. Was it a background? Was she just going through his phone? Where was?
It's not like he's going to put a porn shot.
How did that friendship?
Well, I want to know how how would she have known that they were in a relationship by looking at it was a kissing photo or something. I can't imagine that being on the front of anything.
Yeah, and then to be able to take the time and be able to assess that, and then she also would have to make some type of formula of oh shoot, this is what it is. and now I'm going to say this, then, you know, now it gets fueled. And you're telling me all of that happened within 43 minutes? It's just odd, you know?
Right.
So, I don't know. It's a lot of speculation.
The soldier had no out. You know, Aaron had no out after the body was found and everything, so he killed himself. Okay, but he thought he could, you know, get out of it, and he had his girlfriend help. So if the story he told her is fake, which has a decent chance of not being true just because it's so ridiculous sounding, then it was really just to get her on board to help, because now Guillen is attacking and affecting both of them by, I'm going to report this. You know, you're going to get in trouble with your husband, you know, and all this stuff. So both of them are in trouble now, and then she's willing to help cover it up. But without that story, she isn't going to do that. It's the only story that would have her help, right? That's it.
Yeah, that's a very good way of looking at it. Yeah, I like that. You know, and I just want to stress, too, that, you know, there are going to be two polar opposites to how the investigative work is going to be done, because you're going to have, you know, CID through the Army, you're going to have FBI, you're going to have, you know, the Army, because it's a military thing, you know, for the service member. And then you're also going to have a polar opposite for a civilian, you know. So I can understand why it's not meshing as much, you know. Not going to say that I agree with it, but I can understand people's frustration with that, you know. And it kind of makes you wonder as well, you know, why did all this take so long to kind of hit the widespread news? You know, where we had, I don't know, there's just so many questions. You know, it's down to our Specialist Morales, you know, his body was just found, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
If that, you know, and then there's nothing circumventing after, you know, over that. And it's just kind of frustrating, this whole thing. So I could see people's frustration, you know. Justice definitely needs to be served, but I just want to, you know, just don't justify everybody in the Army as being that way, you know. These are some cruel-hearted individuals who, you know, I don't know, it deserved a rotten hell, and worse.
Yeah.
But I just hate the comments where it's just the Army, it's just the Army. It's not all of us, you know. Some of us are fighting the good fight. So I appreciate what you're doing too, man.
Oh, I appreciate it. Well, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, you bet.
Good stuff.
Yeah, you bet.
Thank you.
All right, you have a good night, man.
You too, bud. Wait, are you still there? 443?
I'm here.
But didn't you call earlier, or is this a different call?
I did call earlier.
Okay, well, I got to get to the other. What do you have something new to add?
Absolutely.
Well, what was it?
I didn't realize that I was still on the line.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I've been reading chat.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna hang up on this one though. All right, thanks.
No problem.
Bye. Oh, that was funny. All right, 832.
Sir, how you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm calling from Houston. I don't want to say my name.
Okay.
You know, I just think the whole thing is crazy. The way they did her like that.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think happened?
Well, I don't know.
Well, that's kind of what the whole.
Lured her in there, and then, you know, he all of his stories, none of his stories. I don't believe anything he's saying. You know, he's just saying to cover himself up. But I don't. You know, something went wrong in there.
Yeah.
And just everything went south after that.
Well, do you think, do you believe the story about him saying that Guillen noticed he was dating the wife of a soldier, or, you know, a separated wife of a soldier, and that she threatened him, saying she was going to report him, and that would ruin his career, so then he killed her, and then he got his girlfriend to help? Or do you think it was just something totally different, where he went there or she went to his armory and something happened, where he made a move on her and killed her or something?
Yeah, he made a move on her, but like all all of the stories that he made up about the pictures of the phone, I think he's just all made up just to cover himself, you know. So
yeah,
his girlfriend would help him out.
Yeah. I'm actually. It's weird. Earlier today, I was kind of, I don't know, like 80-20 that the story was real, but now I'm almost the other direction. Because now when you really sort of analyze that story about the phone and everything, it's so convenient of a story to get the girlfriend to help. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. I'd need to have better explanation of it, but I'm not sure. The only witness out there wouldn't necessarily have an explanation. That would be the girlfriend. You know, he probably just told her some simple version of it. Hey, thanks, Jamie McLaughlin and Kit Kat.
Yeah.
Here comes some sound. So,
okay.
I have a sound effects that play when people contribute to my
Also,
channel.
do you think they'll tear down the building? Because, you know, they don't want...
Oh, I don't know.
Tear down the building.
I hope they don't... I mean, I don't think so.
By the way, that's where Vanessa died, you know. People will see it like that.
Mini wave for
Yeah,
coffee,
maybe.
anyone?
I mean, I wonder if they... Hey, thanks, Kit Kat. I don't know if they tore down... Oh, jeez. Hold on a second. That one's the loud one. I bet they didn't tear down the room when Nadal Hassan went there and shot everybody up. You know, when...
Happy to in the Freak family.
Yeah, so remember when...
You are all amazing.
Hey, thank you very much, Jamie McLaughlin. Yeah, so maybe when the... you know, after Nadal Hassan went there and killed... I don't know how many people he killed. I think it was like 10 or 11. I can't remember exactly, but...
The building's still there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking, I wonder if they took that building down. It seems like, you know, you get different recruits come in and nobody's going to keep... I don't know.
Bottoms up. Hash coffee.
The military doesn't seem as sentimental like that about things like that. In my mind. I don't know. They could, though.
No, they didn't look like they really cared when I was watching their interview and stuff. They're like, oh, we can't answer that. We can't answer. They can't answer anything.
Yeah.
Because it was ongoing, supposedly
I'll
ongoing.
have a double
whatever.
shot of Jack.
Hold on. Just a sec. Hey, thank you, Zozo and Christina Kubicek. Yeah, well, when I look at that, the thing is every time we cover a case and it's active and the press comes forward, it almost always, they say the same thing. So for me, while it's depressing and upsetting, like, God, man, I really want to know what they had. Like, why couldn't they have said the stuff that we're seeing on this document that was released? Why couldn't they have at least said that? Like, if they had told everybody the stuff that's on this document just earlier today at the press conference, it would have appeased everybody. Everybody would have felt okay, but it's crazy. The same day that they wouldn't tell us a damn thing, a document is made public that has a lot of detail that if they'd given out at the press conference would have made people happy. But they do this in every case. They can't tell you a damn thing. It's crazy. They'll tell you how great the food was and how everybody was helping out, giving them food while they were doing the investigation, but they don't tell you anything worth a damn. So, that kind of sucks.
Yes, sir.
Anything else you got for me?
No, I just wish her family the best, and then, you know, everybody in Houston is thinking about her.
Yeah. No, it's, her sister really was moving. You know, she made me get emotional inside, the way she was just yelling, and I kind of just looked at her face. You could definitely see the pain and hear the pain in her voice and see it on her face. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, and then about the hammer too. Like I seen that the lawyer was talking about that hammer was checked out to him, and that he supposedly lost it.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, that's what the lawyer was saying on one of the.
Yeah, well, there might be more information in this document. I just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Hey, Gene Fish, it's your birthday today, not mine. She just she sent in a contribution. All right. Well, hey, listen. I'll keep covering it to get the facts, put them all together for everybody. But I'm not going to do the wild speculation, the crazy. You know, we are speculating, but we do this and we speculate on facts on this channel. So you get a bunch of facts together, and you kind of look at it, and what makes sense given that information. And usually you're pretty close when you do that. So,
Sure.
so make sure you keep checking in. Appreciate you calling in.
All right. Thank you, sir. You have a good night.
You too. Thanks. Thanks, Gene Fish. And also Cherry, Christina Kubacek, and Zozo. Yeah. And come on, Gene Fish. It's your birthday, darn it. It's my birthday. And you can do what you want to. That's funny. All right. Let me get this one. 706. You're on the air.
Hi, Gray.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Vicky. I'm from Georgia.
I couldn't tell. No, I'm just kidding. You could be from anywhere around there.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I speculate that he came on to her and she rejected him and she humiliated him in such a way because that manner of death is rage. And that he had to be full of rage to kill her that way.
Yeah, like how dare her reject him, something like that.
Right.
The other story though does create. I mean, the story that he told the girlfriend, obviously, about him seeing a picture and therefore was going to tell the brass that he was having an affair. That could cause rage too, but if you got like one of those sexual, I don't know. I don't really know anything about the guy to know why he would fly into a rage, unless there was something like he tried to grab her, then he maybe hit him or something, and then he went into a sort of a rage that way. It seems kind of weird if he just said, "Hey, come over here," and she goes, "Nah, I don't want to," and then he goes into a rage with a hammer. It's just
right.
So something.
I feel like he was humiliated in some way.
It's personal.
Something, I don't know.
There was something personal about it that you would think based on that type of an attack.
Well, that's my speculation, and I enjoy you very much.
Well,
so thank you for taking my call.
Well, make sure you call in again sometime. Everyone loves that accent.
All right, I sure will.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah. I wonder if Tim Miller's out there right now. Oh, is this still set? Is this 706? Is this a new call or? Oh, that was the same one. Okay. I might actually try to give him a call soon. Yeah, I don't really know anything about him as a person. Was there any stories from people who knew him? Yeah, well that's what we were just saying, Toy Airy, right there. Yeah, well that's the thing, Toy Airy, is that people are saying that, but all the family members say that she told them that it was a sergeant in the military that was sexually harassing her. Well, this guy isn't that. So there could be two different scenarios going on. Yeah, well, okay. Well, just send me an email, Grace. I don't even know what I'd have to refresh myself with that case too. Just send me an email. Let me know what they said. I don't know. That sounds pretty obvious if they said a sergeant. And the sister speaks perfect English. Yeah, but I don't think it is trace elements. I don't think it is. Now, it could be. Maybe he was really interested in her and kept... You know, but the thing is, that's not what it was reported. It wasn't reported that it was like a co-worker. It was reported as a sergeant. So, unless there's some clarification there, we won't know. That could be just two different scenarios. All right, 925.
Oh, that's me. Hi, it's Jenny.
Hey, how's it going?
It's okay. I'm getting a little bit confused, so I was hoping you could clear this up for me, okay?
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so here's my question for you. So, is the story about her not having to work that day and her being called in, has that been refuted, or is that still the case? I think that came from the family.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. I remember I heard that, I think it was yesterday, but I didn't see it in the document here yet. I haven't been able to read the document, though, because it's...
I know, I really want you to read the whole document, because I think that would clear up a bunch of my questions. So maybe I just shouldn't, maybe read the document, because I haven't read it, and I think it would, like, clear up some of the questions. Because I'm wondering, like, the story about her seeing the cell phone picture, you know? Who is that coming from? Is that coming from the girlfriend? Because because Vanessa and Aaron are both dead, correct?
Yeah,
So
I'm putting your picture up on. I'm putting your picture up on the screen with your dog Jeannie.
Oh, which one? Oh,
see, there, look at it
today.
Yeah, look at there's Jenny Penny with Jeannie the dog, which I think the tongue is just too long or something. It just sticks out of the mouth all the time, right?
She doesn't have a lot of teeth left because, I mean, goodness gracious, dog dentistry is so expensive, but she had to have a lot of teeth pulled because, well, she just did. Anyway, so she doesn't have a lot of teeth left, so I don't think they can hold her tongue in her mouth. And I think that's why it flaps out.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, though. I'm no dentist. And she doesn't speak English, so she won't tell me. I've asked.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
You know, every time you keep saying Jean Fish, Jean stands up thinking I'm going to give her fish. Like, she's like, someone said my name and fish? I love fish.
Maybe you just make it Jeannie, since it looks like that. G-E-A-N...
I call her Jeannie.
Okay.
So there's a lot of, like, nicknames. Jeannie, Jean, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway. But, so, what's the answer to that question?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You mean about, like she was... I mean, even if she did, it was her day off, and maybe they needed to get something figured out. So she came in just to do a quick little gun check thing. Left her stuff in her place and went over there. I don't have that information, though. But it could be in this document.
Do you hear that, by the way?
That's probably your dog, right?
Giant booms.
That's your dog,
No,
right?
giant booms.
Yeah?
No, there's someone blowing off fireworks right outside my house.
Oh, I could hear that.
Ridiculously loud.
Oh, weird.
That was insane. Anyway, so... Yeah, we don't know. But it doesn't... To me, if she didn't have to work, then why would she be, like, getting a picture of a serial number? And it sounds like she was doing real work.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe it was her day off and they just needed her to get something figured out.
Yeah, but wouldn't they have record of that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be kind of, like, important part of the story? Maybe it's later in the document, so maybe I should hang up.
Yeah. Well, I'll just check it out, but I'll read it right now. People want me to read it, so I'm actually going to turn off Zoom and just read the whole document starting over again.
Yeah, I love that idea. Okay, bye.
All right, have a good one.
Have a good night. Bye.
Okay, bye. Jenny Penny with their dog, Jean. All right, so that's gone. Oh, cool! I actually recorded that guy, the troll, earlier. It's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to start right back here at the background part again, okay? And I'm going to read it uninterrupted now, all right? Now, if somebody sends in a super chat, I'll just pause it, and then right after that, I'll continue on, okay? All right. On... Let me just make sure I got the right spot here. Okay, right here. On 4/23, that's the day after she went missing, the military, the base was notified by a captain in the Regimental Provost Marshal 3rd Cavalry Regiment, Fort Hood, Texas, that Private First Class Vanessa Guillen had been reported missing by her unit. A witness stated that Private First Class Guillen left the arms room where she was working to visit. So it sounds like she was there working. It didn't sound like it was her day off or anything. But maybe she did go in on a day off, and that's why she was wearing what she was wearing. It was just going to be a quick thing going in there. Thank you, Vicky Patterson. And Zozo from Australia. Okay, so a witness stated that Guillen left the arms room, and that's where she worked. So she works at an arms room, and she left her own arms room where maybe she runs the show there. Okay, and see, I don't like some of the wording they use here in these documents, like went to visit. Like, really? What do you mean visit? See, visit sounds like a friendly type of thing. Right, so she was working to visit the arms room at another location at Fort Hood, one controlled by the suspect, specialist Aaron Robinson, the guy who killed himself, in order to confirm serial numbers for weapons and equipment. The witnesses verified that Private First Class Guillen left the arms room with her U.S. Army... Oh, so now this just proves what I was saying. She didn't leave it in her... Well, no, now we don't know still. So I don't know what the witness is. Was there another person in Robinson's room? But it says Guillen left the arms room without her U.S. Army identification card, bank card, or car keys. So I think she left it in her original arms room and just went to visit, like they said.
Great callers.
Thanks, Curious Georgia. Yeah, so it says a witness stated that PFC Guillen left the arms room where she was working. Okay, so that's the witness. At her own arms room. And went to another location at Fort Hood, one controlled by Aaron Robinson. And then down here it says, the witness also verified that Guillen left the arms room without her U.S. Army identification. So that means she left that stuff in her own arms room, not the one that Aaron Robinson works at. So she just left it there, went over there. The witness stated that her property was still in the arms room when he secured the arms room for that day. So she never came back. So that means she did die when she went over there to visit Aaron Robinson. She never came back to pick up her ID, and he just locked everything in there. He's locked the building, and her stuff was still in there, okay? A search of Private First Class Guillen's phone records revealed the last outgoing text message from her phone was a message to Robinson, and SPC Robinson was one of the last people known to have seen Private First Class Guillen. On 4/22/2020, Robinson stated he texted Guillen to inform her he was in the arms room. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, he says, hey, I'm in the arms room. He said she read serial numbers for equipment, and afterward, so she went to the arms room. Okay, so let's see. Robinson texted her saying, hey, I'm in the arms room. He said she went, then she got there, I guess, and read serial numbers for equipment, and afterwards he gave her paperwork and the serial numbers for a .50 caliber machine gun, which needed to be serviced. He said she left the arms room and he believed she would have gone to the motor pool. See, some of this stuff, the way it's written, it leaves out sort of important stuff that you kind of need to fill in there. Like right here where it said, Robinson stated he texted Guillen to inform her he was in the arms room. And then it should say, Guillen then went to the arms room. While she was there, Robinson states that she read serial number. You see what I'm saying? It's just really poorly written. No, and that's why they shouldn't be running the show over there. Yeah, so she went from her arms room over to Robinson's arms room, and they were reading off serial numbers, and they were trying to get get the 50 caliber fixed. And then he claims that she left the arms room, and he believed she would have next gone to the motor pool. Well, that's where she was supposed to go, and he knew that, but he killed her, and so he then says, well, she was supposed to go to the motor pool, because that makes sense. Witnesses at the motor pool, however, prepared to receive the paperwork from Guillen, stated she did not arrive with the papers. So they were ready for her to be there. She never made it. So that means she died between the time she was at Robinson's armory and then the motor pool, right? But I don't think she obviously didn't ever leave the armory. Okay, so then on April 28th, so 6 days after she went missing, the military base interviewed Robinson. So they were investigating this stuff early on. Among the things he said concerning his activities on 4/22, Robinson stated that after he finished his work, he went to his off-post residence. He shared with his girlfriend, Cecily Aguilar. See, that's weird. I mean, he shares a place with... It sounds like she was separated. I don't think the military base would have had much of a problem with this. With his girlfriend, Cecily Aguilar, and did not leave the rest of the night, except around 6:30 p.m. when he had to come on post to sign on to a government computer to enroll in training. Yeah, but he probably went there for other reasons too. So that was on the 28th. Then May 18th, 2 witnesses were interviewed who stated, it took them a long time to get to these witnesses, who stated that on 4/22 they observed Robinson pulling a large tough box with wheels that appeared very heavy in weight coming out, and then it just says out the arms room. I mean, that's not good English right there. In weight coming out of the arms room. The same room where SPC Robinson worked. The 2 witnesses observed SPC, let me read that again. Coming out of the arms room, the same room where, SPC Robinson worked. So now it appears that in that box, Vanessa Guillen is being removed. Okay, and they observed Robinson load the tough box into his vehicle and drive away. And this is on the 22nd. On May 19th, 2020, SPC Robinson consented to a search of his cellular phone by UFED extraction. A review of the phone calls revealed SP Robinson called Aguilar, his girlfriend, multiple times during the night of 4/22/2020 and as late as 3:30 a.m. on 4/23/2020. SPC Robinson also received calls from his girlfriend throughout the day. So on the 23rd, he got phone calls from her throughout the day, we'll assume. Then his girlfriend was interviewed on June 19th, just a couple weeks ago. Aguilar stated she was with Robinson all night on 4/22. She was asked why Robinson would call her after midnight if he was at the residence with her. She stated she could not find her phone and had SPC Robinson call. Well, don't they have the ping location of the call that he made to her, showing that he wasn't at her house? Or maybe she had the phone with her. Nah, I don't know. That'd be interesting, though, if she had the phone at her place and then called herself using his phone. And then would make it look like he was there, but I don't know. This statement, however, is inconsistent with the length of the calls. SPC Robinson called Aguilar several times throughout the night, and the calls after midnight were for lengths greater than 1 minute. Aguilar, during a re-interview, stated she lied in her previous statement. She stated that she did leave her residence because one of the ways she copes is by taking long drives. Aguilar stated that she was with Robinson on the night of 4/22/2020, where they took a long drive to Park Belton, Texas, to look at stars. So it's interesting when you look at, there's Belton, and this is where she was found, and then Fort Hood's way over here. So they're trying to explain why maybe the phone would ping in this general area here. Let's see how far that is. Yeah, see, that's a little bit outside of a cell tower ping normal radius. It's usually about 3 miles. Yeah, I mean, they can go further, though, for sure, but you get kind of a weaker signal there. Although, hell, maybe they have better ones now, right, Cairo? Who knows? Okay, so they took a long drive to Belton, Texas to look at stars. Aguilar stated that after going to the park, they returned home. Yeah, and that's, so it explains why you were driving in that area, but now you're heading home, right? An analysis of phone records pertaining to Robinson's telephone was conducted. A review of the location data revealed that at approximately 1:59 a.m. on April 23rd, Robinson's cell phone was identified. So at 1:59 a.m. was identified in the vicinity. Oh, wow. See, that's interesting. So this is going to be at, let me put that there. Cell phone at 1:59 a.m. on 4/23/2020. It's right in that area. It's identified in the city of FM 436 and West Main Street in Belton, Texas, specifically on or around a bridge. SPC Robinson's cell phone then tracked along the Leon River in a northward direction. SPC Robinson's cell phone remained in the area for about 2 hours. Aguilar's cell phone telephone location data was also analyzed later, and it revealed she and SPC Robinson were near the Leon River together on 4/23 and 4/26. Ah, Jesus. Busted. Based upon this data, and then watch, she'll go, well, no, he took my phone because his phone is, listen, everybody, his phone was acting up, so he said he wanted to borrow mine just in case his didn't work because he wanted to call me. Oh, okay, well then what would he have called you on since you don't have a landline phone? Well, that's beside the point. We didn't think through it that much. We were... Based upon this data, personnel from the military base, Belt County Sheriff's Office, and Texas Rangers searched the Leon River site in Belton, Texas on June 21st. A burned site with disturbed earth was identified. What appeared to be the burned remains of a plastic tote or tough box were found nearby in an area near where SPC Robinson's phone pinged. The soil beneath the burn site was remarkably softer and moister than the soil found at similar depths, merely feet away, and had an odor of decomposition. However, no remains were located. Huh. That's interesting. So that's, okay, you know what? That was probably from the 23rd. And then on the 26th when they went out there, they moved the remains that were once in that burn pit and dug a hole, put lime on top of it, cement, dirt, and made it look and hide it. Okay, that's why they were out there on the 26th. Also, although that was in April, it could have also been that there was something in that hole, but an animal removed it, but it still had the odor of decomposition. Okay, a burn site with disturbed earth was identified. A burn site with disturbed earth, what appeared to be burned remains of a plastic tough box were found nearby in an area near where Robinson's phone pinged. The soil beneath the burn site was remarkably softer and moister than the soil found in similar depths merely feet away and had an odor of decomposition. However, no remains were located. And I wonder if they're just saying it had an odor of decomposition because the dog alerted, not that it was noticeable by a human. About 1 p.m. on June 30th, 2020, the military base was notified that contractors working on a fence adjacent to the Leon River in Belton, Texas, discovered what appeared to be human remains. The USA CID, that's why when I keep saying military base, along with FBI, BCSO, USMS, and Texas Rangers, searched the area and identified scattered human remains that appeared to have been placed into a concrete-like substance and buried. Excuse me. Huh. Okay. How did they then notice at that time, though? See, it must have been a dog or something. Must have a coyote, maybe. Can I just finish reading what I'm reading? Thanks. About 8:30 p.m., June 30th. Okay, we already got that part. Affiant knows that. Well, hold on. Identified scattered human. Okay, about 8:30 p.m. on June 30th. Aguilar was interviewed, that's the girlfriend, and admitted that SPC Robinson told her that on April 22nd, 2020, he struck a female soldier in the head with a hammer multiple times at his arms room, killing her on Fort Hood. So this is her recollection, the girlfriend. I knew it was going to be the girlfriend, and that's how they got it. Affiant knows that his arms room is located within the special maritime and territorial jurisdictions of the United States and in an area exclusive federal jurisdiction. Aguilar advised the female soldier never made it out of the armory alive. Robinson then placed her in a box and moved the box to a location near the Leon River in Belton. And then it says paragraphs 14 through 19 are a summary of Aguilar's statement to law enforcement. On the evening of 4/22/2020, or on the evening or early morning of 4/23/2020, Robinson picked Aguilar up at a gas station she worked at and and took her out. It's so small, the text here. It's like let me zoom in a little bit. I was wondering why can't see it. All right, this will be telling us the story here. So picked her up at a gas station and took her out to the site near the Leon River and near a bridge. A box with wheels and handles was already at this site. Robinson walked Aguilar over to the woods and opened up a box for Aguilar. I'm not sure why it says and opened up a box for Aguilar, and she saw a dead female inside the box. Aguilar, on a later date, identified the dead female as Vanessa Guillen. I mean, I don't know how she... Well, let's see. Huh. Well, how would she know what she looked like if her face was so bashed in with a hammer? To more easily dispose of and to conceal the body of a dead female, Robinson and Aguilar proceeded to dismember the dead female body, which should give you a life sentence just for doing that. They used a hatchet or axe and a machete-type knife. They removed the limbs and the head from the body. Robinson and Aguilar attempted to burn the body. However, the body would not burn completely. They placed the dead female in 3 separate holes and covered up the remains. I mean, this has a little bit... This part here has an overlap for the Daybell case, right? Bodies are really difficult to burn, and that's what was going on in the Daybell case out there, and they kept moving it around. I mean, it's just sick, you know. And that's, I guess that's about it. Robinson and Aguilar attempted to burn the body. However, the body would not burn completely. They placed the dead female in 3 separate holes and covered up the remains. Based upon the facts, there's probable cause to believe that violation of Title 18, Okay, well, that was the whole document right there. It's crazy, right? Yeah. So, I don't know. I do lean towards that not being a true story that he told his girlfriend. I think he made that shit up. Yeah, he probably said, hey, you know that... I don't know. I just read the whole thing. I don't know, let me see. Maybe I skipped something. Let me make sure. Hey, thanks, Deb E. Yeah. I don't know. I read all of these. I read every one of these from from right here, 1 down. I didn't read this stuff up here because it's just about him, but you know, the person writing it. But I read 1, 2, 3, 4. I went all the way down. Yep, didn't miss anything. Doesn't look, I don't know if there's anything missing after that, but everything's in order. You know, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, like that. Unless there's something after 15 that they didn't give us. You know, maybe there's something like 16, 17, 18. Well, I don't really have much more to add here. You know, it just seems pretty cut and dry, you know, just to do a recap. You know, she was at the base at her own armory that she worked at, then went over to Robinson's armory. They texted each other first. She went over to the armory, and she was supposed to, you know, do some serial number checking. And then they were getting a serial number for 60 cal. That was going to be repaired, and then she was supposed to go on her way to another building, but she never made it to that building because she never left the armory. And then the girlfriend says that they were out in this Belton area on the night of early morning hours and late night on the 22nd, when in reality they were over here. And apparently he had killed her with a hammer. And then when they got out to the river area here, they cut her up into parts and put her body into 3 different holes with lime and cement and covered it with dirt. Man, what a nightmare. Jesus. He's pretty much toast. Or he is toast because he's dead. But, you know, well, the sad part is she's not going to get a huge sentence for this. You know, she'd get something. I mean, it's pretty minuscule, actually. I think she'll get she probably cut even a deal telling all the different pieces of information that she had. And she probably had an attorney help her out. And then the guy killed himself. And now they can't even put the guy, you know. See, that's the thing. Sometimes when you cut stories. So imagine in the Kelsey Barrett case, which that case, again, had some similarities, right? The burning and everything. So you got the Kelsey Barrett case, and you know, imagine in that case if the girlfriend, you know, she cut all those deals, but what if the main guy killed himself before there was even a trial? Well, she still would have got her deal. It's not incumbent on that. So maybe she was already cutting a deal, and then when they said, well, she changed her story and said this, because now there's a deal being made. Nah, I don't believe that there's more suspects. I mean, if there are, then there are. But I don't see any evidence of that yet. You know, people are having the speculation online. You know, just coming up with names because they're bored and they want to make it more interesting. And then they bashed her in the head many more times when they got out there to make her unrecognizable. I don't know. It sounds like, no, but her face was disfigured, Trace Elements. She'd been hit in the face so many times that they couldn't use dental records to explain, you know, to prove who she was. So it's not like it was, you know. It doesn't say that in this document, but their attorney said that. And everything the attorney said has turned out to be true. Yeah, well, that was from an article earlier today. Now
And we begin with...
Let me see if it's in here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember where that article was. It was one that actually had the lawyer, what she was saying. It's not this one. So. You showed you could do that? I don't know how it showed I could. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Well, I do have information on Aguilar. Let's see. Hold on. She's 22 years old. She looks 35, though. Yeah, I don't think she looks young at all. That girl right there. Yeah, there's other pictures out there where she looks younger, though. I've seen those. Who? Who are you talking about, Rebel Rose? What happened? It's all filters. What does that even mean? Jesus. Oh, you mean filters on the pictures. Okay. I've already read all this. Gritty Grit. God damn. I hate when people say, hey, do this, do that. Yeah, I did that. I read this entire thing right here. Yeah. Oh, you mean right here where it says 14 through 19? Well, there you go. They removed 4 of them. Ah, shit. Just type that in. Just say, hey, they left out 15 through 19. Or 16 through 19. Because it said, you know, and then I could just read it instead of having to open it back up. And well, Aguilar is a pretty common last name. Right, but I didn't need to say read the last paragraph. Yeah, so 16 through 19 are missing, yeah. And that means it probably is pretty graphic in there. And they felt like that was... But why would you remove it? This is a legal document. That had probably some gruesome stuff in there. Right? But yeah, there you go. Awesome. Well, I guess we didn't get the whole document, did we, Gritty Grit? Huh? I don't get it. Man, I'm just reading the comments. It's getting crazier and crazier in here. It's wild. I don't know. We usually go over to my parents' house, but I'm kind of nervous. I don't want to go over there during this uptick in coronavirus, you know. I'd feel bad if, like, maybe if my wife might get it at work, give it to me, then you bring it over there. And What are you referring to, Dadio Caspian Horses Rock? Oh, you mean she typed that in 16 through 19 before? I must have missed it. You got to say, look it. Thanks, Richard Watts. I've thought of trying magnet fishing. I always think it's funny when there's magnet hunters and they're under a bridge and they pull out a gun with the magnet and the police act so cavalier, like, oh, hey, yeah, well, we'll take it in. We'll give it back to you if you... Hey, no, you don't want to know something? That's a murder weapon. Okay? Nobody throws a gun over a bridge. I would say every gun that you find underneath a bridge has either been used to shoot somebody or kill somebody. There is nobody in the world that drives over a bridge and goes, yeah, I hate this gun, and throws it in the water. Okay? That's just the truth. So it's funny how they're always just so, yeah, you know, screw it. They're not really that interested when you watch those videos on YouTube. Yeah. Oh, this gun blows. Thank you, Dadio Caspian Horses Rock. Oh, okay. You sleep in your mask too? Trace elements? Wow. Get a damn good recording of that, man. I swear to God. It sounded like it was good too. I could hear it in the background, but it was just like... Thank you, Claudia Neubauer. Yeah, isn't that where everybody just throws their gun? Well, I did look up, I have a bunch of these Nevada cold cases that I looked up, but I don't want to just throw one in at the end. I might do it tomorrow, though, unless there's a ton of... If there's new information in this one, we can add it to the story. But, you know, if it's just contradicting stuff, oh, the family says this, they say this, and then it's just... I don't know what you mean by the other page. Oh, you mean the 16 through 19. That's not another... Well, I guess they probably would have put it on the next page. You're right. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I mean, I wouldn't recommend putting your email on here. Yeah, well, I have it slowed down a little bit, the chat, so it's not that bad. Hey, Dennis Stewart, there he is. Wow, you've still been working on the Dyatlov Pass, huh, Dennis? Awesome. Yeah, the cases that I looked up in Nevada are, you know, they all have that same... It's crazy. They're kind of older though. They're from the 80s, early 80s. Yeah, it's good to see you, Dennis. How things going with you, Dennis? Dennis was on the scene on the Schnee Oberholzer case in Breckenridge, Colorado. And that's what led to the John Doe that we're funding to have identified through the DNA Doe Project. And for those of you that haven't seen it, it's pretty cool. We did a fundraiser and got I think it was like $2,700. The channel put in about 600 of it, but all the rest of the freaks and everybody else did the other 2,000. So look at it, made it into the active cases section, and it's right there, the Summit County John Doe, right there. On July 10th, 2016, hikers in the White River National Forest discovered a human skull in an area known as the Sky Chutes. I called him the Sky Chutes. That's how I referred to it at the time. Between Copper Mountain Resort and Breckenridge, Summit County, Colorado, nearly a month later on August 3rd, 2016. Searchers found human skeletal remains and personal items nearby. A forensic pathologist determined the remains to be that of a white male, 5'5" to 6'3", 30 to 50 years old, with strawberry blonde hair. Evidence indicated he was a smoker. Damage to the skull was consistent with a self-inflicted gunshot to the head from a Glock 45 handgun found near the remains. 2 water bottles with the personal items were dated, and he actually ground off the serial number. Yeah, so if you go check it out, there's a whole bunch of different links about it. They did a whole press conference where they laid stuff out, and after we did that on the show, I contacted the medical examiner, and they were interested, so we got the money, sent it in, and they got in contact with Colleen Fitzpatrick at the DNA Doe Project and started the process of removing or extracting DNA from a tooth, and I believe they even sent it to the Netherlands to get that extracted. I don't even know what you guys are talking about, trace elements. Yeah. All right, everybody. The chat's all over the place, so it's a good time to call it a night. All right. Let's see. So we're going to do the... thank you to Jessica Schubach, Tracy 75, Alifair M, Michelle Nicholas, Irish Spirit Eyes, Carrie Boyer, Half Rudder, Emily Flotilla. It's Flotilla. Debbie F, Sarita Hilly, Tracy 75, Curious Georgia, Darrell Greggs, Julie Vance, Tracy 75, Claudia Neubauer, Jamie McLaughlin, Kit Kat, Zozo, Christina Kubacek, Cherry, Jean Fish, Vicky Patterson, Zozo, Curious Georgia, Deb E, Richard Watts, Dadio Caspian Horses Rock, Claudia Neubauer, and Trace Elements 13. Which I guess it just popped up with a lucky number 13. I had ESP there, everybody. Did you see that? Oh, and then also Nanette on PayPal. And then, let's see. Palace. Oh, wow, what a cool comment. And then, Lori Staggs. Thank you very much.
Missed you all today. Will catch replay. Growing heart.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks for the show tonight, Greg. Lol.
Greg. Nice. Thanks, Timothy, Cecil, and Muscus. Lol. Listen, I almost want to do a fundraiser for Streamlabs so they can get their little lackey programmers to realize that if there's a space in an LOL or LOL by itself, it's not LOL, okay? It's really bugging me. Probably a little too much, you know? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Back to the flybys. Yeah, look at that. Almost. There we go. Gotta get rid of the. There we go. Yeah, and I think we're still doing the Allison Watterson podcast, by the way. Yeah, Texas Echo Search is pretty awesome. Yeah, I might do it that time. Let's see if it says hello. It will, because they're separated. I wonder if you have to go L period O period L period. Let's see.
LOL.
Hey, there we go. Boom. That's how you got to do it, everybody. Type in an L space O space L. Great sleuthing there, Jenny. Thank you guys, everybody, you know, for treating me like a cup of coffee. All right, so treating me like a cup of coffee allows us to do what we've done. We've donated $8,100 this year, $2,500 to Texas EquiSearch, $2,100 to the Kyron Horman Foundation for Allison Watterson. The DNA Dope Project has 1,000. I think I have an extra one in there. We haven't given them 11,000, so, but I think it's like 1,800 there, and then or maybe it's supposed to be 1,100. I don't know if my eyes just aren't working. Then National Center for Missing and Exploited Children 300, FirstResponders.org 1,000 during the pandemic early on, and then 400 for the Innocence Project. Yeah, I have that wrong in there. You think it's 1,800 for the DNA Dope Project? Let's see, 25, 46. Oh, here's how we do it. 46, 49, 59, 63, plus 18. Yeah, so that'd be 1,800. Yeah, wow. Pretty good. Okay, there you go. Should look right there now. Okay, everybody. Thank you all for showing up tonight. Make sure that you wash your hands, do all that kind of stuff. Tomorrow I'll probably do those cold cases from Nevada. I kind of miss doing those. You know, this is sort of getting into that realm of, you know, if there isn't anything new tomorrow, I don't want to just keep doing it. You know, we covered it at the very beginning. I don't know if you remember, but we've covered this case since the very beginning, but I didn't cover it for a month or so because there's nothing to talk about. Right? It's just, there was nothing. And now there is something, and now we're talking about it again, but now it became a big case, so then you'll see every single YouTuber that exists covering it. Right? So that's just how it works. It's a, you know, it's like the gold rush. People elbowing, finding a fishing hole and shoving somebody aside to get your line in the water, you know. No, was it? Yeah, the 22nd. Yeah. So I'll probably be doing that one tomorrow. So if you guys need to keep doing the Vanessa Guillen case, I probably won't be talking about it here, so feel free to do whatever the hell you want to do. Unless there's some, you know, a bunch of new breaking information. Okay. All right, everybody. So, yeah, make sure you're washing your hands. Wear your mask if you go to the store or anything like that. And, you know, I think it's not smart to be in a crowded place without a mask on at this point. And the protesters and rioters were idiots for not wearing masks and should have been shunned and criticized for not wearing them by the media, but they weren't. And Trump shouldn't have had his rally with people in there without their masks on. But of course, in that situation, the media made a huge deal about it. Okay, so they're all idiots, everybody. And when people go, "It's your choice not to," no, it's kind of not your choice not to wear one in a way, because you're making it dangerous for somebody else. If you are a non-symptomatic carrier, you're making it dangerous for somebody else because you chose not to. That's where the difference is. So, if you're going to a store, if you go to a park or something, you probably don't have to worry about it. Like I went fishing the other day. I did walk by a couple people that they're, 10 feet away on a path walking by. Maybe that's okay, but it just sucks to have to, keep saying it over and over again. It's amazing. 40,000. I was saying from the very beginning that way more people have the virus than the numbers are showing. Therefore, it's not quite as deadly as they're saying, and now it's even becoming less and less overall deadly, although it's a deadly virus for people that have certain conditions. It's a lot of people have died around the world from it. Okay, now when the vaccine comes out, don't be an anti-vaxxer. Take the vaccine, for God's sakes. All right, that'll really start helping protect people. And hopefully it's not a seasonal one where you got to do that every year, and a flu vaccine. It sucks though that this wasn't seasonal. That's what sucks. It's getting worse during the summer because everybody thought, oh, it's going to be a seasonal. And shit, it spreads like wildfire. This is probably the most easily spread virus that I've ever seen. Yep, that's right, Dennis. We were just talking about that a few minutes ago. But, that's it, everybody. So have a great evening. And we will see you guys tomorrow, right? So, as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. And a 2 and a 3. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector, I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Greg is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm a pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. Alright, everybody, talk to you later.
Hello? Mary Lou?
Yeah, I'm here. I just thought maybe you could say goodnight first for once. You know what I mean?
Wow. It's not really normal. I was just kind of waiting. Alright, goodnight, Mary Lou. Jesus.
Good. How come you have to say the Jesus part at the end? It's so mean. I just wanted you to say goodnight, and then I'd say goodnight back to you.
Wow. You're a little bit nuts. Alright. Goodnight, Mary Lou.
Good night, John boy. Jeez, what a party pooper. You're so mean.
Man, those two, I don't think there's ever a night where they just, like they used to do, just good night and then they get off the phone. But they're not doing that anymore. I know, right? All right, everybody. Be safe out there.